Today, I want to talk about something simple yet powerful: believing in yourself. If you take only one thing away from what I say today, let it be this: never underestimate the power of believing in yourself. Trusting your potential is a powerful act of self-belief. It's the understanding that despite your current level of experience or knowledge, you have inherent strengths and talents waiting to be tapped into. But more importantly, it's about acknowledging that you have the capacity to grow, evolve, and overcome obstacles. When you trust in your potential, you're laying the foundation for resilience and confidence, qualities that help you persevere through the challenges life inevitably brings. How many people go through life unaware of their true abilities? They may know on some level that they are good at certain things or that they have a natural knack for certain skills, but they often overlook their true potential. This is usually because society, peers, or even personal insecurities can cloud the way they view themselves. Sometimes others' expectations or judgments create a mental barrier that prevents individuals from seeing their strengths objectively. Trusting your potential is, therefore, an exercise in self-acknowledgement and self-acceptance. It's the act of pausing, reflecting and affirming your worth and capability despite any self-doubt or negative external influences. To trust your potential, you need to first recognize it. Often this begins with self-reflection. Take time to ask yourself questions like, what am I naturally drawn to? What comes easily to me? What do I enjoy doing that brings out the best in me? By paying attention to your answers, you can start identifying the abilities that are uniquely yours. These qualities don't have to be extraordinary talents or world-changing skills. They may be as simple as being a good listener, having a knack for problem solving, or excelling at organizing. Every individual has a set of skills or attributes that can serve as the foundation for further growth. Once you start acknowledging these strengths, it's essential to accept them without comparing them to others. We live in a world where comparison is all too common, and it can be easy to look at someone else's achievements and feel inadequate in comparison. But trusting your potential means realizing that your journey is unique. Your strengths and experiences may be different from those of others, but they're no less valuable. Instead of measuring yourself against others, recognize that your abilities have the potential to lead you to success in your own right. One of the greatest barriers to trusting your potential is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of stepping out of your comfort zone can all hinder self-belief. However, fear is often rooted in the unknown. By trusting in your potential, you can start to view fear as a motivator rather than an obstacle. Trusting in yourself gives you the courage to take on new challenges, even if you don't know the outcome. It allows you to venture into new territory, try new things, and make decisions that push you closer to your goals. Trusting your potential doesn't mean that you will never fail or make mistakes. In fact, failure is often a necessary part of the growth process. It's through setbacks that you learn resilience, adaptability, and perseverance. Each mistake or setback becomes a stepping stone that builds your confidence in handling adversity. When you trust your potential, you begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to improve. You develop a mindset that says, I may not have succeeded this time, but I am capable of learning and improving. This perspective turns every obstacle into a lesson, reinforcing the belief that you can overcome any hurdle that comes your way. It's also crucial to surround yourself with a supportive environment. Self-trust can be significantly reinforced by positive influences in your life. Friends, family, mentors, or colleagues who believe in your potential can remind you of your strengths during times of doubt. They can provide encouragement, offer constructive feedback, and give you the push you need when you're struggling to believe in yourself. Having people who genuinely support you can help affirm your abilities, and when self-belief falters, their encouragement can provide a much-needed boost. Developing trust in your potential is not a one-time event, it's a continuous process. As you grow, your strengths and skills evolve. Trusting your potential is a commitment to lifelong self-discovery, where you allow yourself the freedom to expand your abilities without judgment. As you encounter new experiences, you may discover hidden strengths and talents you never knew you had. Each new skill, each new accomplishment adds to your self-belief. It strengthens your trust in what you're capable of achieving. Trusting your potential ultimately leads to empowerment. When you believe in your abilities, you empower yourself to take control of your life. You make decisions that align with your values and goals because you know that you have what it takes to succeed. You become more resilient, more courageous, and more willing to step out of your comfort zone. This sense of empowerment creates a positive cycle. The more you trust your potential, the more you achieve, and the more you achieve, the stronger your self-belief becomes. In conclusion, trusting your potential is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. It opens doors to opportunities, builds resilience, and encourages continuous growth. While challenges and doubts may arise, believing in your abilities provides the strength to face them head on. Remember, no one else can unlock your potential for you. It's a journey you must undertake yourself. By recognizing and embracing your unique strengths, you're laying the groundwork for a life filled with purpose, accomplishment, and fulfillment. So take a deep breath, trust in your potential, and move forward with confidence. Overcoming self-doubt is one of the most critical steps on the path to personal success and fulfillment. Self-doubt can be an invisible barrier that holds people back from pursuing their goals and dreams. It's the small voice that questions whether we're good enough, whether we're capable, or whether we deserve the success we seek. Yet, when we learn to overcome self-doubt, we open ourselves up to opportunities and experiences that would otherwise remain out of reach. This journey is about transforming the way we view ourselves, confronting our insecurities, and replacing doubt with self-assurance. Self-doubt often stems from a variety of sources. For many, it begins in childhood, where early experiences shape the way we view ourselves. Critical words from a parent, teacher, or peer can plant seeds of doubt that linger into adulthood. Society and culture can also reinforce feelings of inadequacy, with constant comparisons to others and high standards of success that feel impossible to attain. When people around us project their own doubts or fears onto us, we can absorb these messages and begin to question our own worth. These early influences may seem distant, but they often linger in our subconscious, creating limiting beliefs that impact our actions and decisions. One of the most powerful steps in overcoming self-doubt is recognizing its source. Often, self-doubt thrives in the absence of self-awareness. It lurks in the background, subtly influencing our choices. By taking time to reflect on where our doubts originate, we can begin to break their hold on us. Perhaps you fear failure because you've been told in the past that you couldn't succeed, or maybe you doubt your abilities because of past mistakes. By understanding these origins, you can start to reframe your perspective. Self-doubt is not an absolute truth about you. It's a learned response. Once you realize this, you can begin to change your narrative and build a foundation of self-belief. Self-doubt often manifests in the form of negative self-talk, the internal dialogue that undermines our confidence. This inner critic can be harsh, and without realizing it, we may find ourselves repeatedly telling ourselves, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this." These phrases become automatic responses to challenges or unfamiliar situations, reinforcing the belief that we lack the necessary skills or qualities. One effective way to combat this is to become mindful of your self-talk. When you catch yourself engaging in negative thoughts, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought based on facts, or is it just a reaction to fear? By questioning the validity of these negative thoughts, you can begin to weaken their impact on your self-esteem. Another important step in overcoming self-doubt is to focus on your strengths and accomplishments. When self-doubt sets in, it can feel all-encompassing, making it easy to forget about the successes you've achieved. By reminding yourself of your past achievements, you can reinforce a sense of self-worth and capability. Take time to celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. These successes are proof that you are capable, resilient, and skilled. Writing down your achievements or keeping a success journal can be a powerful tool in building your confidence. Whenever self-doubt creeps in, you can revisit this journal to remind yourself of all the challenges you've overcome. Overcoming self-doubt also involves setting realistic and achievable goals. When you set goals that are too high or unrealistic, you may feel discouraged if you don't meet them, reinforcing feelings of inadequacy. However, by breaking down large goals into smaller, manageable steps, you can create a roadmap for success. Each small accomplishment along the way builds your confidence and demonstrates that you are capable of reaching your larger goals. By focusing on these incremental achievements, you shift your mindset from one of doubt to one of progress and growth. This steady progress reinforces a positive self-image and weakens the influence of self-doubt. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is another powerful way to combat self-doubt. People who believe in you, support your dreams, and provide encouragement can be invaluable in overcoming insecurities. When self-doubt takes hold, it's easy to feel isolated, as though you're the only one struggling with these feelings. However, supportive friends, mentors, and family members can remind you of your strengths, offer a fresh perspective, and provide valuable feedback. Seeking out people who uplift you can help create a positive environment where your self-belief can flourish. Over time, the encouragement you receive from others can help you internalize a stronger sense of self-worth. Lastly, practicing self-compassion is essential for overcoming self-doubt. People who struggle with self-doubt are often overly critical of themselves, focusing on their perceived flaws and mistakes. But self-compassion allows you to treat yourself with kindness and understanding, even when things go wrong. Instead of berating yourself for a mistake, remind yourself that everyone makes errors and that they are a natural part of learning. By being kinder to yourself, you create a mental space where self-belief can grow. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your imperfections without letting them define you. Over time, this practice reduces self-doubt and fosters a more positive self-image. In conclusion, overcoming self-doubt is a transformative journey. It requires patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to challenge negative beliefs. While self-doubt can be deeply ingrained, it is not an unchangeable aspect of who you are. Through self-reflection, positive self-talk, goal setting, supportive relationships, and self-compassion, you can build a foundation of self-belief that replaces doubt with confidence. This journey is not about eliminating every shred of doubt, but rather about learning to move forward in spite of it. When you believe in yourself, you unlock a powerful inner strength that allows you to take risks, embrace new opportunities, and achieve your full potential. Remember, self-doubt may always be there in small ways, but with consistent effort and a supportive mindset, it no longer has to hold you back. In a world that often celebrates perfection and flawless achievement, focusing on progress rather than perfection can feel counterintuitive. However, it's one of the most liberating and effective mindsets you can adopt in your journey towards success and personal fulfillment. The desire for perfection can be paralyzing, leading to procrastination, fear of failure, and a constant sense of inadequacy. By shifting your focus from achieving perfection to making consistent progress, you allow yourself the freedom to grow, to learn, and to build momentum that leads to real, lasting success. The pursuit of perfection often stems from a fear of judgment or failure. Many people fear that if they're not perfect, others won't value or respect them. This can create an all-or-nothing mentality where any minor setback or mistake feels catastrophic, reinforcing feelings of inadequacy. But perfection is an illusion. It's an unattainable standard that no one can realistically meet. When you set out to be perfect, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Progress, on the other hand, is tangible and achievable. It's about setting realistic goals, taking steady steps forward, and celebrating growth along the way. This shift in focus can change the way you view challenges and setbacks, allowing you to see them as part of your journey rather than as obstacles in your path. One of the most powerful aspects of focusing on progress is the sense of achievement and fulfillment it brings. When you measure your success by how much you've improved rather than by an idealized standard of perfection, you create a positive cycle of motivation and growth. Each small step forward becomes a victory, each lesson learned a building block. This focus on improvement rather than flawlessness can also help combat the fear of failure. When progress is your goal, you begin to see failure not as an endpoint, but as a part of the process, a stepping stone that helps you build resilience and adaptability. Focusing on progress encourages you to set manageable, realistic goals. When perfection is the goal, people tend to set unrealistically high expectations, which can lead to burnout or disappointment when these standards aren't met. But when progress is the aim, the emphasis is on incremental improvements rather than a single unattainable result. For example, if you're working on a project, instead of aiming to complete it flawlessly on the first try, you can set smaller goals that allow you to improve each step along the way. These small achievements add up, building confidence and momentum over time. They remind you that every little bit of effort counts and that success is a journey, not an instant result. This mindset shift can also improve your emotional well-being. Constantly striving for perfection can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and self-criticism. However, by focusing on progress, you give yourself permission to appreciate your efforts without the pressure of meeting impossible standards. This doesn't mean settling for mediocrity. It means recognizing that growth is valuable in its own right. When you acknowledge your progress, you cultivate a positive self-image and a sense of pride in your achievements. This, in turn, makes you more resilient in the face of setbacks and more likely to keep moving forward, even when things get difficult. When you focus on progress, you're also more likely to embrace learning and adaptability. Perfectionism often stifles creativity and innovation as people fear taking risks that might lead to mistakes. But when you're focused on improvement, you're more willing to try new approaches, experiment, and learn from the results. Mistakes become opportunities for growth rather than sources of shame. This openness to learning is invaluable in today's fast-paced world where adaptability and a willingness to grow are crucial for success. By focusing on progress, you give yourself the freedom to learn at every step, which ultimately makes you more capable and confident. Another benefit of focusing on progress rather than perfection is that it allows you to stay engaged and motivated over the long term. Perfection is a high stakes, all or nothing pursuit, which can lead to burnout and frustration when things don't go as planned. Progress, however, is steady and sustainable. When you set out to improve a little each day, you maintain momentum and a sense of purpose. You're able to look back and see tangible evidence of your growth, which fuels further motivation. This approach not only keeps you energized, but also makes the journey toward your goals more enjoyable and fulfilling. Celebrating small achievements along the way is an essential part of this mindset. When perfection is the focus, it's easy to dismiss minor victories as insignificant. But when you prioritize progress, every milestone, no matter how small, is worth acknowledging. This practice of celebrating small wins reinforces your commitment to growth and reminds you of how far you've come. Over time, these small victories accumulate, leading to significant improvement and success. Acknowledging your progress also builds confidence, reinforcing the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals through consistent effort. Focusing on progress rather than perfection also has a positive impact on your relationships. People who are constantly striving for perfection can be critical not only of themselves, but also of those around them, which can strain relationships. However, when you're focused on growth, you're more likely to be understanding and supportive, both of yourself and others. You're able to recognize that everyone is on their own journey of progress, which fosters empathy, patience, and a more positive outlook. This shift in mindset allows you to build stronger, more supportive connections with others, creating an environment where everyone can grow and thrive together. In conclusion, focusing on progress instead of perfection is a powerful mindset that can transform the way you approach challenges, setbacks, and personal growth. It allows you to celebrate small victories, embrace learning, and maintain motivation over the long term. This approach doesn't mean settling for less. Rather, it encourages continuous improvement, resilience, and adaptability. By letting go of the unrealistic pursuit of perfection, you free yourself to pursue a path of consistent growth and fulfillment. Remember, success is not about flawless execution. It's about making progress toward your goals, one step at a time. Embrace this journey and let each step forward remind you that every bit of progress brings you closer to becoming the best version of yourself.